I just wanted to kind of cover some of the pros and cons of PowerFX formula columns as I was helping Sarah have a look at some of the reference bank examples. So cons, you cannot currently trigger logic such as a Power Automate flow on update of a formula column. So one of the things that we know about calculated fields is that they get updated or they get calculated on retrieve. And so for that reason, you can't trigger them. You can't trigger processes using the change of a formula column at the moment. And the other thing is something that we can look forward to in the future, however, is that we currently can't use related record data in the formulas. And so this includes lookup records or even related records that are child records. But we've got pros. So what are the pros? They're calculated on retrieve. So when do we actually need a record? When we retrieve it, right? So we can pretty much say that for the most part, it's always going to be accurate. And I think probably the greatest pro that I can find is that you can use them as filter criteria for Power Automate flows. So for those that regularly build Power Automate flows, we know that we can do calculations to trigger Power Automate flow to terminate given certain criteria. But that doesn't stop the flow from actually triggering every time, right? So with formula columns, you can have it calculated on the formula column and use that as a filter criteria for the trigger itself. What that means is that the Power Automate flow won't run in the first place if it didn't meet that criteria. So that means we've got a whole lot less total runs. We've got better performance because we're not calculating in the Power Automate flow. And at the same time, because you got a pretty much acting as a static field in CRM as a calculated or formula column, we can keep reusing that formula for many different processes or however many flows we want. That saves time, saves performance, and a whole lot of other good things.